Hi guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today I'm making a honey bun cake. This is something I've never heard of. I got it in my email. It was from the Betty Crocker email list, and I had never heard of this before. So when I Googled it, all these different recipes came up from different sites and different YouTube channels, and something completely new to me, but it sounded good and I wanted to give it a try. All you need for the cake mix is oil, 8 ounces of sour cream, 4 eggs, and a yellow box cake mix. You just put that all together, mix it up, and then there is a filling that goes in the center, and then the cake goes on top. So here's a little shot of the recipe if you want to pause it or take a screenshot of it. I'm just going to mix this cake up, and then I'm going to show you how we put the whole thing together. I just got my batter out of the way so that I could make the filling. The filling just calls for a cup of packed brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1/3 cup of chopped pecans. I ended up mixing this really well. I made it like a really fine sugar mixture. I didn't want too many clumps of the brown sugar in there. Then it was time for me to get it in my greased and floured 9x13 pan. I was trying really hard to get exactly half of that in there. And as I started spreading it around, I thought that I needed a little bit more on the bottom. So I ended up using almost 3/4 of that batter on the bottom. And in the end, I was glad I did. After I had that in there, I just started sprinkling the filling mixture all over, tried to get it as even as possible. And then I just started putting the remaining batter on top. I kind of just swirled it around because there was less than half in there. I wanted to try to cover it as good as I can. Once I did, you can see a little bit of the filling is like coming out of the top, but I'm glad it worked out that way because my thought was you need more cake on the bottom than on the top. I didn't want the bottom to burn and be dry. So I'm just popping it into my 350 oven. And while that's in the oven, I started making the glaze. The glaze just called for 1 cup of powdered sugar. The vanilla, I think that was a teaspoon or half a teaspoon. I have the recipe there for you guys. And 1 tablespoon of milk. To me, that didn't look like enough. So as I started mixing it, I did add another little splash of milk. Looking back, I don't think I really would have had to because the recipe says you're going to take the cake out, and as soon as it comes out, you're going to poke holes in the top with a fork and add that glaze. So it's not like you're adding the glaze to a completely cooled cake. It kind of melted on. So this came out. It took 40 minutes in my oven. It might take the 44 to 48 in yours, but I checked mine after 40 and it was done. So here I am poking the holes, and now I'm just getting that glaze on the top. And even without the little extra splash of milk, I really think it would have been fine because the cake is still so hot. So I just spread it around as evenly as I could. I tried to get like on the ends where it looked a little bit like it might be a little bit more dry, but this cake was not dry at all. It was excellent, like probably because it had that sour cream in there. So here's how it ended up looking. I did store this in the refrigerator, and because it had the sour cream in it, I just think it's stored better in the fridge. The recipe just says to store it covered. So if you just want to store it covered, that's what the recipe says. But I stored it in the fridge, and this only lasted a couple days. It was delicious. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if this is something you ever heard of or if you've ever made, because I never heard of it. I love it, and I'll be making it again. So thanks again for watching, you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.